Hello, my name is Dan King. I'm head of the Maths department, and I'm here just to talk you through how you could support your child in Key Stage 3 in Maths. So I'll talk through the order of topics that they'll be doing. I'll talk about the online homework we'll be setting every week, how they can prepare for assessments and sort of feedback they get from that, and then in general, just independent work that they could be doing to make sure they're making good progress. So first of all, for each student, there is a document looking similar to the one behind me that they will have in their books and are also displayed in classrooms. And this shows the rough order of topics that they have going through the year. So if you want to know about that, you can have a look in their books. It should be on Google Classrooms as well. And you can see we go through a variety of topics and we mix up going from number to shape and space to algebra. So we vary the topics as we go along, but you can see gradually they build on each other. So looking behind me, for example, you can see those blue algebra topics. They gradually get harder through the year, building on previous skills. You can see there's Year 7, 8 and 9 one I'm showing you, so feel free to pause it and have a greater look. In each one, you'll see there's also 3 series of assessments, and we do that because they are set by ability, and we want to regularly review that. So if we do an assessment with them and it looks like a particular student is doing very well, then we think maybe they need more challenge. We might move them to a class where the work is going a bit quicker and has more extension work and so on. And similarly, if they're finding it quite difficult and are falling behind their peers a bit, then we would consider moving them to a smaller class that's more supportive, where they're not rushing through the content quite as much. But frequently, the classes above and below each other are studying very similar things, just maybe at a slightly different pace. So here's the Year 9 one as well. I should say some of the timings of the assessments may change slightly from year to year, but in general, they're fairly stable in terms of the curriculum and what we're doing, what we're assessing. We've now settled into a stable pattern there, so it should be very similar to what you can see behind me. In terms of homework, so we recently moved to using a new online learning platform called Sparks Maths. So they can log on to this by using their Google login for their school email. And some of the benefits about it, you can see top right behind me. So first of all, it follows the curriculum we've been doing in class. So maybe a week after the lesson, it will then ask them some very similar questions to what they were learning about a week ago, because we know that that kind of revisiting helps things to embed in long-term memory better. If they find something difficult, for each question, there is a very short video clip, often about 30 seconds long, that gives them an example really similar to the question, so it shows them exactly how to do it. So that support is really useful there. It also allows them to retake a question. So if they get it wrong, they can watch the video, they can retry it. And for that reason, we ask them to aim to get 100% if possible. And we can see if they've had another go at it, we can see if they've watched the video. So if they're getting stuck, we should be able to see they've done those things at least. One of the big benefits about it is that for each student, it gradually adapts the level of difficulty. So if a student's finding it quite challenging, it will spend longer on the more skills-based, more straightforward questions. And if they're finding they can do it really well, it will provide more challenge, more problem solving, and will push them to get on slightly harder things. So it adapts for individual students, which means the homework is tailored to the individual to try and help them make the best possible progress. A couple of other things. So when they log on to it, there's a compulsory button. That will be the homework that's set for them that week. The second thing is there's something called an XP boost. So if they click on that, they'll have extra questions so they can practice more. And we're trying to give out prizes and rewards for those students who are doing that the most, to encourage them to do some extra work there if possible. When they come to revision for assessments, or if they want to try and improve on the things they found difficult, the target button there, it will go to questions they got wrong in previous homework. So it will remember their areas of difficulty and give them another chance to have a look at it. It will collect them all up so they can use them for revision with, again, all of those videos to help them and so on. So it's really useful in terms of, for an individual child in the class, the target revision for them will be completely different to the others. It will be the things they found difficult in the past. And then the last thing on their independent learning. So if they want to look up a particular topic from a revision list, you can see The areas behind me, those big blue buttons they can press, will take them through, and they should be able to identify particular things that they want to look up, again with all the videos, all the questions, so they can access any topic they want on there. So we think it's a really powerful learning platform, as well as giving teachers lots of data and information about student strengths and weaknesses, class strengths and weaknesses, to help us feed that back into lessons as well. So they should be doing that at least once a week, but they can use it for independent learning as well. So I mentioned earlier they have 3 assessments a year. Before each assessment, we give them a revision list looking similar to what you can see behind me. And they have about 3 of these over the year, and the aim is that they know in advance what's coming up, and they can, as they go through the lessons, if this should be stuck in the front of their book, they can rag rate, red, amber, green, so they can tick the columns behind me about how confident they are. So if they do that well, then by the time they come to revise for an assessment, they should be able to see which particular topics they found difficult, so they can revise on a little bit more. You can also see on there, there's a reference down the side on the left, which is the particular chapter in the book, which they can either get out from the library or look up on the Caboodle website, which I'll explain in a minute. And on the right, it's got a MyMaths code. So MyMaths is another online learning website where if they put into the search bar those 4 digits, it will take them straight to a lesson on that particular topic. So we've tried to make it really clear how they can do some revision using those resources. So as well as that, they also have some other things they could use. So I mentioned they can get textbooks out from the library, and if they're not sure which textbook, they can just ask their teacher. But if they prefer doing it from a screen, they can easily access it whenever they want using Caboodle. All this information should be on Google Classrooms. The benefit of doing it on Caboodle is they can find the particular topic and the particular chapter, which will have examples and so on. And you can see down the bottom of the page there are a few extra symbols. Those links, the green link and the shortcut code there, will again take them straight to the MyMaths website, where they will be able to access online lessons and self-quizzes and so on. And the details to log on to MyMaths will be on Google Classrooms for them if they don't know it already. There's also a green icon there at the top of the page on Caboodle, which will take them to a video tutorial. So that's all linked through the online textbook, which is on the Caboodle website. And again, all the details for that are on Google Classrooms. So if they need help accessing it, that's where they would find it.